Hey there. Let's talk about something you might not think about every day, the world's languages. So many of them are in danger of disappearing, and we're about to explore why every single one of those voices is so incredibly valuable. All right, I want to start with a number. Just one. Any ideas what this could be about? Think about all the thousands of cultures all over the world. What could this one represent? Yeah, that's how often a language disappears from our planet. Every 2 weeks, an entire language is lost. Forever. It's happening so fast, and it's this huge, silent problem that most of us don't even know about. So you might be thinking, okay, but they're just words, right? Why does this really matter? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. Because as you'll see, when a language dies, we lose so much more than just words. So, let's first get a handle on just how big this silent crisis really is. This isn't happening in just one or two places. It's a worldwide phenomenon. Okay, take a look at this. It's a pretty shocking prediction. Experts are saying that by the end of this century, a huge chunk, we're talking 50 to 90% of the world's 6,000 languages could go extinct. And when a language goes extinct, it's gone for good. Each of these is what we call a dying language. So what's causing this? Well, our world is changing super fast. Think about it. Globalization, people moving to big cities for work. This puts a lot of pressure on a minority language or an indigenous language. Often you have to speak a more dominant language to get by, and that can push the smaller languages aside, especially when their culture is passed down through speaking, not writing. So that leads us to the real heart of the matter. When one of these languages disappears, what do we truly lose along with it? It's funny. A lot of us today think that speaking just one language, what's called monolingualism, is totally normal. But if you look back through human history, that's actually the unusual thing. For most of our time on this planet, multilingualism was the standard. People spoke lots of languages. Because a language isn't just a bunch of words, right? It's like a treasure chest for a culture. It holds all the unique ways families talk to each other, their poetry, their deep connection to nature, and totally unique ways of thinking. When a vanished language disappears, all those special ways of seeing the world, they're gone forever. And this is where a dominant language like English can actually become a problem. It's a phenomenon some people call Anglo-globalism. When one language gets so powerful, it can feel, well, oppressive. It starts to crowd out the others, making people feel like they have to give up their own language. And that makes our world a whole lot less diverse. And that's the thing. Each and every language is like a unique window, a special way of looking out at our world. I love this quote. It's from someone in Papua New Guinea, a country with hundreds and hundreds of languages. They said, "It wouldn't be any good if we talked the same. We like to know where people come from." It just perfectly captures how our languages are a core part of who we are. And that amazing variety, that beautiful patchwork of voices, that's what we call linguistic diversity. It's not just about different sounds or words. It's about the incredible variety of human experience and all the different ways there are to be human. And get this, it's not just about culture. There's a really cool benefit for your brain. Learning a minority language can actually bolster cognition. That's just a scientific way of saying it makes you a better thinker. It's like a workout for your mind, helping you see and solve problems in new ways. Okay, so things look pretty serious. But, and this is a big but, it's not all bad news. There is absolutely hope. It's not too late to do something about this. And there's a powerful movement to do just that. It's called linguistic revitalization or reclamation. It's all about communities coming together to bring a dying language back to life, teaching it to their kids, using it every day, and making it strong again. And you know what? It works. I mean, look at these incredible stories. Hebrew was almost a vanished language, but now millions of people speak it. And there are others, like Czech, Manx, and the Wampanoag language in the United States. All of these communities managed to pull back from the brink. So, that raises the question, what can we do? Well, here's a really interesting proposal. What if, in school, you could take a class, a linguistic elective, to learn an indigenous language from the area where you live, the language of the people who first called that land home? And the idea here isn't that everyone has to become fluent. That's not the point. The point is to open a door. It's about showing respect and connecting with a whole other world and a history that's right there in your own backyard. Which leaves us with one last big question to think about. There's an old story that says having so many languages is a curse, that it divides us. But what if that story has it all wrong? What if this incredible linguistic diversity isn't a curse at all, but one of the greatest gifts we have? Something to think on.